Hello friends, and welcome back to my beautiful gardening life. I am repotting my Anthurium that I had picked up like 1.5 years back from a seller. It was a very mature plant given in a very huge pot, and the soil mix was as per the requirement of the plant because it's an Anthurium Chrystalinum. This plant was picked up from my fellow YouTuber from Goa, Luciana Vaz, and she had 3 pots, so I requested her to sell one of the pots to me. And since then I did not change the soil because it was giving these lovely leaves like every 20-25 days time. But off late, when I shifted it to another spot, I don't know what happened. Its leaves are going all eaten up and kind of blotches of yellow on the leaves. So I thought it was high time I had to change the soil and give it a new soil. So I decided to repot it. I will also share the update video after 1 month and how it is looking. Since the repotting, it did give me 4 new leaves, and I'm very excited to share them with you. This is a very old plant, a mature plant. You can understand with the thickness of the stem and the number of leaves that it's holding at this point of time. I should share, it was like a Herculean task for me. I was completely exhausted repotting this huge Anthurium. Of course, let me tell you, I did soak the plant with excess water so that I could easily get it off from the pot. And when you see this root system of the plant, it looks like how layers and layers of land is formed, taking thousands of years, kind of a metaphor. But let's move on. This is how the root system is, and combing through those roots was like another task, because getting off the remnants of charcoal pieces, coconut husk pieces, some soil was like a torture to my fingers. But nevertheless, I had to do it because I took up the task. And once I combed through these through these roots, it looked good, and it looked like somebody with some curly hair. So this is how the roots looked after I got rid of all those small charcoal pieces. Even pieces of stones were stuck to the roots, and getting rid of it was quite a task. I also did, as I was combing through the roots, some pieces of roots did get off or tore off from the main root system, but then I think it did not affect the plant that much because it's a mature plant. After removing all this, I did soak these roots into fungicide water, so that in case it's hurt or in case it can be prone to any disease, it kind of die off. And after that, I started with the repotting process. At the base, I just added some pieces of stone and granite, and I used my regular potting soil with lot of perlite, pumice stone, charcoal pieces, coconut husk pieces, my garden soil. I've also used vermicompost. Taking all that together, I used it for repotting this Anthurium. So here is the process. I remember picking up Anthuriums 1.5 years back, as though they are on the verge of extinction and I may not get them again. So it was like a crazy phase of my life where I was just picking up Anthuriums, be it small size, big size, whatever the cost was. I was just picking them up crazily. And thankfully, I'm very happy that I'm over this phase of picking up Anthuriums as foliage Anthuriums, and I've moved on to little I have moved on to Anthuriums only, but little costlier ones, and then I have moved on from crystallinum is I think what I'm trying to say. Thankfully, really, I thank God that I moved over this phase of just picking up anthuriums from local sellers and like just accumulating them and caring for them. And yes, thank God they are not extinct. I can still pick them up from my friends and sellers in Goa at very low price now, in case eventually they die off. Okay, so I've repotted it, and this is how my plant looks today. It gave me like 5 new leaves, of which 4 are remaining, and I changed it to a spot where it's getting bright in direct sunlight, and I'm very happy with the kind of growth it is showing me. It gave out 2 spatties and like 5 new leaves since the repotting. This is one of the oldest leaf that it's still hanging with, and this is the newest leaf that it has given out. I'm very happy to share this process with you, though although it was like a task for me, but the outcome is super good. Thank you so much for watching. I see you again in the next one. Till then, bye.